Alright, so it's time for Truth and Lies. I'm your host. And today we are going to talk about one of the biggest mysteries of the 90s. The unsolved murder of the Notorious B.I.G, or Big Papa, Biggie Smalls. We all know what happened. On March 9th, 1997, Biggie was shot and killed in a drive-by in Los Angeles. But there are so many unanswered questions, so many conspiracy theories. What really went down that night? Alright, let's go back to the beginning. Biggie hailed from Brooklyn, New York. He was born Christopher George Latour Wallace. His mother was Voletta Wallace. His parents split when he was 2. She had to raise him and his 2 younger siblings pretty much by herself. And she did a great job because Biggie turned out to be a good kid. He was valedictorian of his class at Brooklyn's Erasmus Hall High School. He started dealing drugs when he was 12 years old. By age 17, he was selling about $100,000 worth of narcotics every week. That didn't last long. He was arrested in 1994 drug possession and spent 9 months in jail. According to Biggie, the turning point came while he was incarcerated. He heard some Public Enemy and started writing rhymes. When he got out of jail, he adopted the name the Notorious B.I.G. He had dropped out of college, hooked up with a local drug dealer, and got back into the game. This time, though, he was also making mixtapes, gaining a reputation as a skilled MC. Eventually, his music caught the ear of Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, and the rest is history. Alright, now let's fast forward a bit to September 7th, 1996. Tupac Shakur is shot multiple times in a drive-by in Las Vegas. He dies 6 days later. The hip-hop world was shocked. It seemed like the shooting was in retaliation for a fight that Pac had gotten into a few days earlier. But everyone was confused why someone would do this. He was a legend. His death inspires a lot of conspiracy theories, but I'm not here to talk about that today. What I want to do is tie his death to the unsolved murder of Biggie. There is no doubt that there was bad blood between these 2 rappers. They traded insults and disses on record. But other than that, we don't know if they ever really had beef, or if it was all hype, part of a publicity campaign. In fact, things seem to indicate that they might have squashed the beef a few months before Tupac died. In November of 1996, both rappers appeared together at the Vibe Awards. A truce was announced. Did it stick? We don't know. Alright, now let's fast forward again to March 9th, 1997. Biggie was in LA to shoot the music video for Hypnotize. He attends a party hosted by Vibe magazine at the Peterson Automotive Museum. There are more than 1,000 people there. Among them are members of the Bloods and Crips gangs. Later, Biggie heads to the nearby House of Blues to watch his friend Lil' Kim perform. Just before midnight, he and his entourage leave in 2 SUVs. About 15 minutes later, someone in a white Toyota Land Cruiser makes a U-turn and pulls up beside the Suburban that Biggie is riding in. Someone in a dark Chevy Impala that pulls up alongside opens fire. 4 shots are fired. Biggie is hit in the chest. He dies 45 minutes later at the hospital. Alright, so we know that a lot of people wanted Biggie dead. But here's what we don't know. Who ordered the hit and why? Police investigated several leads, including a possible connection to Tupac's murder, but it was nothing solid. In 2007, Biggie's mother sued the LAPD, claiming the department was corrupt and didn't want to upset the gang culture in LA. The case remains open. So I'll end with this. We know that Biggie was gunned down on the streets of LA on March 9th, 1997, and we know that whoever pulled the trigger was never caught. But how and why it happened still remains a mystery. So what do you think? What happened that night? Who killed Biggie? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe and come back next time for more stories of murder, mystery, and mayhem. See you then.